Is your money safe from the crypto winter? As the contagion spreads right across the sector, every day it becomes clearer and clearer we do not know how deep these problems run. I'm Joel Flynn. Welcome to the Daily Forkast, July the 7th, 2022. Sam Bankman-Fried owes more than we knew to Voyager Digital. Genesis could be on the hook for hundreds of millions of dollars, and Celsius continues to fight for its survival. This is what's happening from Asia to the world.
Join thousands of NFT traders who already start their day on CryptoSlam.
How much money does your crypto exchange owe right now? That is a question that every crypto investor is asking as the extent of borrowing across the sector continues to shock us. The latest twist today involves a man increasingly at the center of the crypto contagion story, Sam Bankman-Fried. It has just become clear that one of his companies owed $377 million to Voyager Digital. Voyager yesterday, of course, filed for bankruptcy. What ultimately brought it down was the fact that it owed $650 million to the bankrupt Three Arrows Capital. In the wake of Voyager's problems, Bankman-Fried's Alameda Research gave Voyager a credit line of $500 million. SBF also has a vested interest in ensuring Voyager survives, though. Not only does this loan also obligate them, but Alameda and its venture arm own almost 10% of Voyager's shares, a huge amount of exposure there. Those were suspended by the Toronto Stock Exchange yesterday following the bankruptcy filing of Voyager Digital. The shares in Toronto could imminently be delisted. Meanwhile, Genesis loans to 3AC and Babel Finance could cost it hundreds of millions of dollars as well. Genesis boss Michael Morrow has said the company was forced to sell collateral and take other steps to offset those costs. That, of course, was in the wake of 3AC not meeting a margin call on some of its crypto bets and ultimately potentially infecting most of the industry, it seems, at this point. Officially, the amount loaned to 3AC by Genesis hasn't been made public yet, so we don't know that for sure, but Genesis parent company Digital Currency Group is stepping in to help absorb some of these staggering losses. Here is the takeaway from all of this. Crypto firms everywhere have been lending astronomical amounts of money to each other, and in some of these cases, it was money they didn't have. The questions now that we have are, who else is involved? Does this go further than crypto? And how much of your money is at risk? Igneous Terrenis from crypto exchange Bybit told Forecast he reckons there is much more to come.
There could be, more institutions, platforms insolvent. They are just not showing it yet. They are just soldiering on, or limping on. Some of them just because they're able to fly under the radar. They might be able to become a zombie for months or years to come, so long as they can just find enough money to keep the lights on.
It is vital we stay as informed as possible during all of this uncertainty. Forecast is where you will find out what is happening. Head to our website, forkast.news, to find out more. There is a link in the description below. Like this video and subscribe to stay updated every day on the latest on the contagion, on the crypto winter, and what it all means for you. Celsius is one of those fighting for its survival. The embattled crypto lender has just reshuffled its board of directors. That is according to a filing published on Wednesday. Forecast's Monica Ghosh has the details.
Celsius Network's filing with the UK's Companies House shows that David Barrs and Alan Jeffrey Carr were appointed to its board at the end of June. Barrs is the founder and CEO of Zout Capital, a company which specializes in identifying companies whose stock should be removed from indices. And Carr is the founder and CEO of Drivetrain, which helps financially distressed companies restructure. The filings also show that 3 directors were terminated in late June. Among them, John Stephen Dubell and Gilbert Nathan, both of whom had only been appointed less than 2 weeks prior. Dubell, who lasted just 8 days, is the founder of Dubell & Associates, which also provides restructuring services to underperforming companies. The reshuffle follows Celsius halting withdrawals and transfers on June 13th. The platform's native sell token has fallen almost 10% in 24 hours, trading at 83 US cents at 2 p.m. Hong Kong time today. I'm Monica Ghosh for Forecast.
Well, much of crypto's problems right now stem from the collapse of Terra-Luna. As we know, that is still reverberating. It's just been reported that South Korean fintech startup Uprise lost 99% of client funds in the collapse. The total was just over $20 million US, in addition to $3 million of its own money. The losses come from a short bet against Luna Classic, at the time, of course, just called Luna. Uprise says it is looking at how to compensate investors. Meanwhile, South Korea's Justice Minister has met with US officials to talk about cooperating on crypto crime. According to local media, that includes sharing data on cases like Terra-Luna. South Korean prosecutors are looking into possible fraud charges over the collapse. The US Securities and Exchange Commission, of course, is also looking into criminal charges for Terraform Labs co-founder Do Kwon. And finally, fashion shows have been moving from the exclusive catwalks of Paris and Tokyo into the metaverse. That potentially opens them up to millions, and influencers in places like China are leading the way. Forecast's Jenny Ortiz takes a look.
Xiaohongshu is China's equivalent of Instagram with over 148 million daily users. And it's developing niche services for fashion bloggers who want to show off their stuff in virtual clothes based on NFTs. But how is this possible? Vlogger Lior San, who has 13,000 followers, shared her experience of buying and wearing virtual NFT clothes. She explained how she sent the unique code for her virtual dress NFT along with her photo, which the designer used to show her wearing the dress. The silvery white dress called Galaxy Heart costs almost 400 yuan or about $60 US. Lior San's video got 20,000 likes, while her photo wearing the dress received 1,500 reactions. Xiaohongshu has seized the opportunity it sees in NFT clothes by recruiting virtual fashion designers since May. It also began promoting new clothes on the NFT marketplace every Friday. Yanni Doroche, co-founder of PomPom, a Shanghai-based marketing firm for fashion brands, also sees opportunity in NFT fashion.
Imagine you're a Gen Z and you're all the time on TikTok or whatever. There's actually a bigger value to show your product to 500,000 people rather than maybe you're in a physical evening with 20 people, you can only show it to 20 people.
Over 130 virtual fashion designers have already put out around 300 items on Xiaohongshu's NFT marketplace, and Chanpang's studio is one of the pioneers. Speaking to Forecast, designer Chanpang said he used 3D modeling tools to get a preliminary experience of digital fashion. He added that with digital fashion, he was more able to express the understanding and possibilities that their brand wants to convey. However, the downside is that vloggers have noted there's much to improve on with the virtual garments. Lior San explained that after being photographed, the garment's lifespan has been exhausted, and current metaverse costumes can only be worn on a still photo, which is limiting. Another vlogger, Jane Xu, argues a virtual fashion can be improved by shortening the time to put on the clothes. She said what makes the consumer happiest is to wear the newly bought item immediately, not after a 3 to 7 day waiting time. I'm Jenny Ortiz for Forecast.
All right, that is it for the Daily Forecast. Make sure you follow us on Twitter for the latest updates at @forecast_news. There is a link to that down below. I'm Joel Flynn. I'll see you next time.